Hi, my name is Lloyd Mayhew. I'm the writer of the books Divine Intervention, Supernatural or Coincidence, and Unlocking the Truth. Today we shall be discussing some of the functions of the subconscious mind in connection to the curse of Genesis chapter 3, verses 17 to 19. You will find out that our subconscious mind is 100% aware of the curse. Its job 24/7 is to detect and monitor it as best as it can. However, the interesting part is that our conscious mind is totally unaware of the curse. This video shall be broken up into two parts. The first part is the subconscious mind and the curse, and the second part is the conscious mind and the cure. What you're about to learn today you will not find in any library, nor will you find it on the internet till now. The Bible says there are secrets that have been kept secret from the foundation of the world. This is one of those secrets. You will not learn this in school, and you will not learn this from your parents. The strangest part is that the subconscious mind of every species on the planet is well aware of the curse. The subconscious mind of every species on the planet detects and monitors the curse as best as it can. It's our conscious mind that is totally unaware of the curse of Genesis chapter 3, verses 17 to 19. So what is the curse? First, let's read about the curse in Genesis chapter 3, verses 17 to 19. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth unto thee, and thou shalt eat of the herb of the field. And the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it thou wast taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. So we see here the curse that was placed upon mankind because Adam and Eve disobeyed God in the Garden of Eden. But what actually is the curse? The major clue is where the scripture says, In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread. What causes the body to sweat? Pressure building in the body. The curse is pressure. But what is pressure? Pressure is a buildup of energy. We live under pressure. In fact, we are slowly being pressurized into nothing, or dust. This is why the scripture says, Unto dust shalt thou return. The curse is pressure. We live under pressure. This pressure is all around us, both inside and outside our bodies. Nothing moves unless some form of pressure is applied. You also cannot kill anything unless some form of pressure is applied. When Adam and Eve lived in the Garden of Eden, they were not under any pressure of any kind, but all that changed when they got kicked out of the garden. Now all of mankind has to live under pressure. Once again, this pressure, which is a buildup of energy, is all around us, both inside and outside our bodies. The subconscious mind of every living creature on the planet is 100% that any form of pressure building can kill you. This is why the subconscious mind of every living creature on the planet detects and monitors pressure 24/7. Now, how does the subconscious mind do this? It uses the body's senses to scan everything around us and in us. It's looking for pressure building outside or inside our bodies. If it detects pressure building of any kind, it alerts the conscious mind of possible danger, so you can react before it's too late, for it knows that any kind of pressure building can kill you. Now let's go into this in greater detail, how the subconscious mind scans pressure both outside and inside our bodies. First, let's talk about how the subconscious mind detects pressure building outside our bodies. The three main senses the subconscious mind uses to detect pressure building outside our bodies is sight, sound, and smell. This, of course, is our eyes, ears, and nose. Sight, sound, and smell allows the subconscious mind to detect pressure buildups from a distance, giving us a chance to react before it's too late. If the eye sees something moving, the subconscious mind will alert the conscious mind of possible danger. If the ears hear loud or unusual noises, the subconscious mind will alert the conscious mind of possible danger. If the nose smells smoke or unusual odors, the subconscious mind will alert the conscious mind of possible danger. This gives us an opportunity to react before it's too late. For any type of pressure building is a potential threat that can cause serious damage or even kill you. These are just some of the ways the subconscious mind detects pressure building outside our bodies. But what about pressure building inside our bodies? You see, there is always tremendous pressure building within our bodies. It's our breathing patterns that regulate most of the pressure building in our body. Our bodies breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. Most people know this. But what they don't know is that our bodies have a huge problem. It's not breathing in oxygen that is the problem. It's absorbing the oxygen we do breathe in that is the problem. Our bodies have trouble absorbing the oxygen they breathe in. If the body isn't getting enough oxygen, this means the pressure will start to build in the body because it's not releasing the proper amount of carbon dioxide. Once again, if we don't absorb the proper amount of oxygen we breathe in, then the carbon dioxide will start to build in the body. This puts the body under tremendous pressure. When your body starts to yawn, it's telling you that carbon dioxide is building in your body. It's yawning because it's gasping for more oxygen. This is what happens when you hold your breath. In other words, pressure is building in the body, and this will soon do serious damage to your health if not addressed immediately. The subconscious mind is well aware of this and will soon take action to fix the problem by taking over your conscious mind. How does the subconscious mind solve this problem? In 3 different ways. Number 1, it persuades the conscious mind to try and stimulate one of the body's 5 senses. Number 2, it takes over your thoughts to get you to think of things that will cause a form of stimulation in your body, positive or negative. Number 3, if the other 2 methods fail, it will put you to sleep. This is so the pressure building doesn't do serious damage to the brain. Sleep produces a chemical reaction that stimulates the body and reduces the pressure building, giving the body an opportunity to heal itself. Now let's examine these 3 methods in greater detail. Number 1, the subconscious mind persuades the conscious mind to try and stimulate one of the body's 5 senses. The main 5 senses the body has is sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch. When one or more of these senses become stimulated, it creates a chemical reaction in the body. This chemical reaction changes our breathing patterns. This allows us to absorb more oxygen into our bodies. Remember, the pressure is building because the body isn't absorbing the oxygen it's breathing in. This causes the carbon dioxide to build in the body. However, when one or more of the body's 5 senses become stimulated, it changes our breathing patterns. This allows us to absorb a fine dose of oxygen from the air. It appears our breathing patterns are somehow linked to the chemical reaction taking place caused by our stimulated senses, which allows us to absorb more oxygen from the air. Now it also appears our breathing patterns change again when the body isn't being stimulated, and this reduces our ability to absorb the oxygen in the air, which causes the carbon dioxide to build in our bodies. Do you know what activity stimulates all 5 senses of your body at once? Sex. Sex stimulates all 5 senses of the body: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. It's the only activity I know of that stimulates all 5 senses of the body at the same time. Now do you understand why people are so crazy about sex? Or why pornography is so addicting? Our bodies crave stimulation because when the body is stimulated, it absorbs a fine dose of oxygen. Sex floods the body with stimulation. This is why sex sells. Stimulating the body's senses is just one way our subconscious mind reduces the pressure building in our bodies. Now let's talk about the second way. Number 2, the subconscious mind takes over your thoughts to get you to think of things that will cause a form of stimulation in your body. It uses both positive and negative thoughts to do this. Do you know the majority of the thoughts you think are not coming from your conscious mind? The majority of the thoughts you think are coming from your subconscious mind. If you monitor your thoughts throughout your day, you will find out they are constantly switching back and forth from positive thoughts to negative thoughts. This is because the subconscious mind job is to monitor the pressure building in your body. You see, your thoughts are connected to your breathing patterns. The subconscious mind is regulating your oxygen level as well as your energy level. When these begin to drop, it will change your current thought to find one that will create a form of stimulation in your body. This chemical reaction will change your breathing patterns, which will allow you to absorb more oxygen from the air. It will use both positive and negative thoughts to do this, whichever creates the stronger chemical reaction in your body at that time. This is why your thoughts go back and forth from positive to negative all day long. It's true, a simple thought can change the body's chemistry. Now, if that thought attracts other similar thoughts, it creates vibrations in the body that turn into emotions, such as love, laughter, or anger and jealousy. Since your thoughts can change your body state of being, how dangerous are they if they are not monitored by your conscious mind? Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a good thought or a bad thought. It's the conscious mind that determines which thoughts are good and which thoughts are bad. This is why your conscious mind needs to stop negative thoughts in their tracks before those negative thoughts turn into negative emotions, which will lead to negative actions in your life. This brings us to the third way the subconscious mind controls the pressure building in our bodies. Number 3, when the first two methods no longer work and the pressure keeps building in the body, the subconscious mind will put you to sleep. Sleep is the body's shut-off switch, so the pressure building doesn't damage the brain. Nothing reduces the pressure building in the body better than sleep does. This is why sleep is mankind's best friend when it comes to reducing the pressure building in our bodies. If it wasn't for sleep, the body wouldn't be able to stop the pressure from building within. This would lead to serious damage of the brain. This is why a good night's sleep is so important to your overall health, because it completely reduces the pressure building in the body. This allows you to wake up refreshed and begin your day again. Here is another interesting fact about our bodies and pressure. When the body is under pressure, time slows down. When the body is stimulated, which reduces the pressure building in the body, time speeds up. Don't believe me? Try holding your breath and see how long 3 minutes feel. That 3 minutes will take forever. This is because the pressure is building in your body. However, when you're sleeping, doesn't 7 hours just fly by? It's because our bodies are being stimulated, and sleep reduces the pressure building in the body. The amount of pressure our bodies are under changes our perception of time. Thus the saying, time flies when you're having fun, and you only have fun when your body is stimulated by something. This brings us to a very important point in this video. What we're about to discuss now has to do with most of the problems that plague mankind. Most of the problems that plague mankind stem from negative stimulation. You see, there are two major categories of stimulation, negative and positive. However, all forms of stimulation are positive in the body. The reason for this is because both negative and positive forms of stimulation reduce the pressure building in the body. It's your conscious mind that determines if the form of stimulation is positive or negative. This is what causes so many problems for people. They get hooked on negative stimulation, such as drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, gambling, and pornography. These are all very powerful forms of negative stimulation that can destroy anyone who allows them into their lives. First, they take over your mind and body, and then your life. Their power comes from the fact that our minds and bodies fear being bored. Boredom is a state of being that is caused by a lack of stimulation. This means the body cannot properly absorb the oxygen it's breathing in. This causes the carbon dioxide to build in the body, which over a period of time damages the brain. Because of this, our minds and bodies fear and hate the state of being we call boredom. The state of being we call boredom is what gives the power to negative stimulation such as drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, gambling, and pornography. In order to change the state of being we call boredom, our bodies need a form of stimulation. It doesn't matter if that form of stimulation is negative or positive. As long as the form of stimulation keeps us from being bored, the body accepts all forms of stimulation as being positive. This is the same with our thoughts. Remember, if the thought stimulates the body, even if it is negative, it becomes positive. The subconscious will entertain the thought, even if it's negative, if it stimulates the body. Once again, it's the conscious mind that must become aware that the form of stimulation you are using is negative and put a stop to it before it gets started. Otherwise, these forms of negative stimulation will take over your mind and body and destroy you. The subconscious mind and overdosing. You might think here I'm talking about drugs and alcohol, but the truth is you can overdose on almost anything. You can overdose on sleep, work, food, and even exercise. Your body only needs a certain dosage. But when you continue doing something or partaking in something for an extended period of time, you overdose. Almost anything in moderation is okay, but too much of anything can be harmful to the body. I want you to take your favorite song, movie, and food. I want you to play your favorite song 3 times a day, and watch your favorite movie 3 times a day, and eat your favorite food 3 times a day. Do this for 1 week straight. How long will it take before you hate that which you loved? Will it even take a week or just a few days? That which created a positive form of stimulation in your body has turned negative. This is because of overdosing. You see, when you first partook in these things, they created a chemical reaction in your body that gave you a strong and positive form of stimulation. However, when you kept repeating them, that strong chemical reaction in your body became weaker and weaker. And soon that positive chemical reaction you got from your favorite song, movie, and food will turn into a negative reaction. Once this happens, you will no longer want to hear that song or watch that movie or eat that food. That positive chemical reaction you first got from your favorite song, movie, and food created a form of stimulation in your body that changed your breathing patterns, allowing you to absorb more oxygen from the air, which reduces the pressure building in your body. However, when you kept repeating them, that positive chemical reaction turned negative. Now your favorite song, movie, and food shall create a negative chemical reaction in your body that is no longer stimulating. This in turn will cause the carbon dioxide to build in your body because you're losing the ability to absorb the oxygen from the air. Now you will hate that which you once loved. This is overdosing, caused by repeating something over and over. This is why most people hate their jobs and most marriages end up in divorce, because it becomes a constant repetition of the same boring routine. And the mind and the body hates and fears the state of being we call boredom. You see, the reason most marriages end up in divorce is because your wife or husband is just like your favorite song, movie, and food. At one time, they were very stimulating, but over time, that stimulation wore off. Then along comes someone who stimulates you much more than they do, and your marriage ends up in divorce. You need to find a way to keep your marriage stimulating. Nothing kills a marriage more than the same dull, boring routine. There is one activity that acts like glue for a marriage besides sex, and that is prayer. A couple that prays together usually stays together. Prayer creates a special bond between God and your marriage. This pretty much brings us to the end of part 1 of this video, and in closing, we shall quickly summarize some of the main points. We read in Genesis chapter 3, verses 17 to 19, that mankind lives under a curse, and we know the curse is pressure. Mankind lives under pressure, which is a buildup of energy, or you could say a blockage of energy. This pressure is all around us, both inside our bodies and outside our bodies. The subconscious mind is 100% aware of the curse of Genesis chapter 3, verses 17 to 19. The subconscious mind monitors this curse, which is pressure, 24/7. The subconscious mind of all living creatures on the planet does exactly the same thing. It realizes that any form of pressure building has the power to kill the life form it's protecting. Our bodies have a huge problem. It's not that there is no oxygen in the air or that we're not breathing in the oxygen that is in the air. The big problem is that our bodies have a hard time absorbing the oxygen they do breathe in. This is why the body craves stimulation. When stimulated, the body absorbs a fine dose of oxygen, which decreases the pressure building in the body. If the body isn't stimulated, then it has a lot of trouble absorbing the oxygen it breathes in. This increases the pressure building in the body because it's not releasing the proper amount of carbon dioxide. The subconscious mind monitors this pressure building and will soon persuade the conscious mind to find a form of stimulation, either by stimulating one of the body's senses or finding stimulating thoughts to think of. If this doesn't work, you will become very tired and eventually fall asleep. Sleep is our body's natural shut-off switch, so the pressure building doesn't do serious damage to our brains. There are two major categories of stimulation, and that is positive and negative. However, the body counts all forms of stimulation as positive, because both positive and negative forms of stimulation have the power to relieve the body from the pressure that it is under at that time. It's the conscious mind that must determine if the form of stimulation is positive or negative. In part 2 of this video, which shall be called The Conscious Mind and the Cure, you will find that there is one person in the Bible that gives us the cure to the curse of Genesis chapter 3, verses 17 to 19 in just 2 verses. That person or divine being is Jesus Christ. If you like this video, don't forget to share and subscribe. And remember, draw nigh unto God, and he shall draw nigh unto you.